fruit trees in my own backyard and pots on the balcony. It's super easy and definitely worth it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I would follow on from my last video, which was the kitchen garden tour, and do my fruit tree garden tour. I have a whole bunch of fruit trees. I can't remember how many, but I think it is about 15. I love fruit, so it is definitely one of the things I wanted to grow. The weather is looking like it might rain, so let's get started. Okay, so this is my front yard, and this is our boundary line pretty much here. And I have got all citrus growing here because this gets full sun all year round, and citrus like full sun and can handle that kind of environment. Got some little limes. So this lime tree was originally out the back. It is about 5 years old and it is a dwarf lime. We got this when we first bought the house, and it just really didn't like it out the back. It got too much shade and I was constantly fighting to keep it alive. But since I have moved it out here, which is probably about a year ago, it has thrived. It's got all new growth and lots of little flowers starting to appear. So hopefully we get some limes this year. Fingers crossed. So I've pretty much chosen all dwarf citrus for the front because I thought that would be a little bit more manageable, and we didn't want huge trees out here. Okay, so this one is a blood orange, and it got eaten by, we had like major grasshopper infestations this summer, and they just chewed all the leaves. But it has got new growth coming there. So I don't think I will let this one fruit this year. If it tries, I'll just take them off because it is only a really young plant, and I will let it establish a little bit more. But yeah, I'm excited to try some blood oranges. In between here I have just planted some bulbs. I have jonquils and some tulips just to add a little bit of colour. This one is a mandarin, and it has also got lots of new growth on it. I can't remember which one. I have the little tag thing inside. I think it's the imperial mandarin. And this one is a lemonade. So if you haven't heard of lemonades, they are like a sweet version of a lemon, and they're delicious. I love them. We had a tree at my house growing up, and they are one of my favorite citrus. So I'm super excited to have a tree and cannot wait to start getting some fruit off it. It is still quite young, so probably not this season, but maybe next season. Alright, so that is the fruit trees out the front. So far we have 4 citrus trees in the front yard. So now we're out the back and we have fruit trees all along our fence. I'm hoping to completely cover our colorbond fence with fruit trees and have like an edible fence. There is also a few lemons on the ground and different fruits that I am going to pick today, so we will grab them along the way. Here is one of my jonquil bulbs. They smell so good. This is a hollyhock, so looking forward to getting some flowers on that. But here we have my bananas. I haven't had any success with bananas so far, but hopefully one day we'll get some bananas. So this is my red papaya. Hasn't got any flowers or anything on it yet, but super excited to get some fruit of this. And here we have one of my feijoas. I gave it a good prune after it fruited this year. This year we got about 10 fruit on it, and so I'm super excited to see how many we get the next season. It is just starting to shoot off new buds. I'll find some there. So it's got all new growth on it. My lemon tree, this is the only one that I didn't plant. This was a tiny tree when we first moved in. Alright, so there is a few lemons fallen off on the ground that we will get. Yeah. Missed any. This is a sweet potato vine that has gone crazy, but it does mean it's hard to see if there's any lemons on the ground. I will pop a photo in of the space when we first moved in. These beautiful lavenders. I try planting some flowers for the bees all in amongst my fruit trees so that they can help with pollination. There's a lemon there. These are really good lemons too. So I gave that a big prune as well, and it has shot off again because it was just getting too tall and I couldn't reach the lemons. So now it is bushed out a lot, and I'll hopefully get more lemons at a lower height that I can grab. I might pick this one too. Oh, it's quite hard to pick. I should have brought my snips. Got it. You helping? And over here is the other one. I planted them at the same time, but this one hasn't thrived as much, but it had better feijoas on it, so that was good. And again, it has got new growth. Alright, so the next one is my Hawaiian guava, which has all new growth. It's pretty tall now. It's the same height as my fence, and I've not got any fruit off this yet. So I had this in a pot for ages and I've just planted it out. So who knows, we may get some fruit off it this year, which I'd be super stoked about. This one is bright pink on the inside, and I think it's sort of yellowy green on the outside, and quite a big guava compared to the strawberry guavas which we have over here. It's quite a tropical flavour, and I love tropical fruit, so I really can't wait for this to start fruiting. And again, just some more flowers down here for the bees, with cornflowers and hollyhocks, and some calendula, some grass that I need to pull out. And this one here, looking very spindly, is my white mulberry. It just keeps getting so tall. If you watch my full garden tour from earlier in the year, you'll see how much it is growing. It is huge. So it's taller than me with my arm. Yeah, it's still taller than me. Fully reached up. So I might have to cut the top of that out soon so that it doesn't get any taller and it can start branching out and growing more down the bottom so I can reach the fruit. Mulberries are deciduous, so normally they lose their leaves in winter, but mine hasn't really lost its leaves on this plant. But you can see new shoots starting to appear here. not a fruit tree, but look how big my kale tree is now. I had to get a stake because it was just getting ridiculous. I have no idea what this guy's up to. Excuse me. Out of there. Okay, so this is my strawberry guava. It hasn't stopped fruiting. Like, oh, I can't remember when it started. Sometime in summer, but it has not stopped. So it definitely slowed down, which is good because I just couldn't keep up. I've frozen a heap of these to hopefully make strawberry guava wine. I might need another bowl so they don't get squished. How big these ones are. I think maybe because there's not as many on the tree as usual, they're a lot bigger in the off season. So that is pretty much it for my back fence. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3. I've got a space here that I'm going to put 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 fruit trees along the back fence with a 9th one going in there, and the Cape Gooseberry. And I'm just gonna see if there's any ripe ones. There's lots of little, they're like little lanterns. They're very cute. Lots of flowers. Oh, there's one that's been eaten. So that's what they look like inside. A little berry. They go bright orange, yellowy orange when they're ready. So that one's not ripe. The little casing on the outside will go brown and dried when they're ready. It doesn't look like there's any. Some people call these ground cherries, or Cape Gooseberry is what we call them. Now let's go check out the ones in pots. What are you doing? Alright, so here we have my kumquat tree. It has featured in quite a few of my videos, and you can see that more of that on my kitchen garden tour, or my top 5 most productive plants. I will link those in the description. So this one, I really need to pick all of these fruits off, and I'm going to make a marmalade and an infused vodka with these ones. So let's harvest them now. I'm actually so sad to pick all these because they look so nice on the plant, but they need to be picked. The poor tree is looking a little bit sad after producing all of this fruit, so I will give it a good feed. And that is it. I've left like 2 little green ones on. But then look at this. This is so exciting. I just picked all of this from my backyard. It's bloody heavy. Okay, so moving on, we have another mulberry. This is the same one, a white mulberry. It lost all its leaves over winter and now it has new growth and all these little fruits. So many. These white ones taste like just really sweet, like honey, which is quite different to the purple ones. And then we just have our pineapples, which don't like the winter. I should have put them inside or somewhere warm, but they will survive. And I also planted this apple from a seed. So that's a experiment. We'll see how that goes. And I have put some of the kumquat seeds in here as well. So it's a little experiment pot, fruit tree seeds. So that is it, a whole massive bowl of fruit just picked from my backyard, and I think I counted, so the 4 fruit trees out the front, 8 along the back fence, and then I have 2 here plus a couple pineapples, so 15 fruit trees in total, with only 3 of them producing at the moment, and the 4th one has just started with the mulberries. So I'm super excited to get fruit off the other 11 fruit trees and create big fruit platters all year round with fruit grown in my own backyard. So you don't need a lot of space to grow a whole lot of fruit. You can grow them in pots or planters and utilize your front garden space. Alright guys, so I hope you liked my video. Citrus is a great fruit tree to start with. It is easy to grow, it is hardy, and it has the least amount of pests and diseases. Growing fruit trees in my own backyard and in pots on the balcony is super easy and definitely worth it. If you like this video, hit thumbs up and make sure you subscribe.